in podcast where we got to make up for time. And shout out to everybody that's gonna be tapping in late on a replay game. Shout out to everybody that's gonna be tapping in currently. Definitely shout out to Reverb Nation. Much respect and shout out to you guys. With that being said, we're gonna give the sponsors of the podcast a quick shout out and heads up for you guys. So, Fanny, you're gonna drop the sponsorship.
Shout out to Millie Moon Diapers for our Wiggler Waddlers and our luxury toddlers. Use the promo code YOWEEKS to get 15% off your purchase of Millie Moon Diapers. And ladies, don't forget to get your 15% off Tampax pads and use your promo code YORADIANT for that special time of the month. And shout out
Man,
once again to Reverb Nation, the Fire Watchers in the replay game as well.
before we get into it, Fanny, we gotta talk about this crazy weather, man. What has the temperatures been looking like where you at on that side?
The temperature right now currently is -4.
That is crazy. That is wild. I was talking to somebody in Mississippi, and it's bad there too. Like it's real cold there too.
It's so cold. It's so cold here that our garbage, our mail and stuff has been delayed because you can't shovel the snow. Like we still have like 6 inches of snow and you can't shovel it because it's frozen. And if the mail carriers and the garbage people cannot get to your mailbox or your trash, they will not come pick it up.
That's how it's been over here. It's been kind of crazy. Kind of frozen. School still hadn't started back yet. It's constantly getting canceled. I was looking at something that was pretty interesting. I don't know if you familiar with a comedian named Haha Davis, but he did a skit and he was just talking about he was talking about how the snow didn't seem like real snow, like it wasn't melting like real snow. And he did have like this I think you call it a flamethrower. He had like a handheld flamethrower. He was kind of like shooting it at the snow, kind of in the description for the viewers how it wouldn't melt. And he just made like a light joke about how the government is controlling the weather. And I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. That was pretty interesting. Hey, Bray, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in the chat. Much respect. Do us a favor, hit that thumbs up, as well as the background watchers too. Finish.
Can you let Naya know that's who's texting me? Cause if I respond, it's
Uh,
gonna
all right.
pick me up.
I'll contact them now. Let them know we live.
Hey Bree Bree, thank you for coming and thank you for having your notifications on as well. I'm doing okay, just staying warm. How are you doing? How is your day? How is the weather where you are, Bree Bree? How is the weather where you are?
All right, I did that. Yeah, it's freaking cold, and then so they still haven't fixed the heat here. So it's like this. You know what I'm saying? I can see the condensation coming out of my mouth, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, we do have those space heaters and whatever and whatnot. But that right there, like you know what I'm saying? That's only good for like one space heater is only good for one room each. It's not like it's gonna do any justice for the entire house.
What you do is if you in one room, just get some blankets and put them up over the doorways and over the window. Then that way the heat can stay circulated in just one room, and you will start feeling it. Hey Naya,
What's going on? Thank you for coming in. Do us a favor, hit that thumbs up on your way in.
um, I had chili for dinner. I needed something warm. I had chili.
I kept it basic. I had a sandwich with some chips. I did have yesterday, so I wanted to kind of lightly touch on that just a little bit. I had these hamburger patties that is called Flanders. I think they're like the pre-made patties called Flanders. It's a classic beef patties. I got those from Dollar General, And man, when I say I cooked it and ate it and woke up with a very, very bad nauseous stomach pain, it was like, okay, no more processed food for me. It was like the absolute worst. I thought I was gonna have the worst day ever until I went out and got some items to take care of that situation.
Yeah, you have to stay away from that processed food because it's not real meat. And then you have to stay away from food, GMOs, because there's a lot of chemicals, a lot of harmful chemicals. And YouTube, I'm just gonna say this for educational purposes. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm not hating any group, entity, or the like. This just for educational purposes only, YouTube. So don't be all sensitive. It's just
Yeah,
for
we
educational
just stating our
purposes.
opinions.
Um and you just have to really be careful with that, especially if you have underlying illnesses and things of that nature. And there's three people watching, but we only got one thumbs up. Can we watch?
I was
Can we
gonna
get
say that. I was gonna say that we need
our
somebody else
likes
to
to
double tap
match?
that screen.
Um, yeah. But if you don't mind, can we talk about Naya know what we talking about, as well as Sissy Helen, but she's not in here. I think she's resting. About a situation for this young couple. There's two children involved. Um, and I was gonna talk about this tomorrow actually. TSM, you know who Carlos King is, right?
Definitely.
Well, there's this young couple. It's a young guy. He goes to work every day, and he says he works 12 hours every day. And when he comes home to a very messy home. And the mother of his child, there's two children involved. One of the children is not biologically his, but he's taking care of both of the children. And he says when he comes home every day, she's always on her phone. The house is a mess. And when I'm not talking about like the normal messes that you may have when you have children. I'm talking about like trash, food, diapers, an unpleasant smell in the home. And he's just overwhelmed and tired of having to come home to her being on her phone. Um, One of the children she does not engage with at all. She completely and totally ignores the child and shows more favoritism and love towards the other child. And she was on the phone laughing, and if you see the video, you can clearly see that she's not well. And she's on the phone, whoever she's talking to. I can't remember who she said she was talking to. um TSM dropped off. um
I dropped out.
yeah, you did. You just came back in. um you can clearly tell it just happened again. um you can clearly tell like something, you can clearly tell that she's not well. And TSM, people should be in a relationship. People should. Now you're back. um you can clearly tell in the video that she's not well. The video is like an hour and a half long. And as you go through the video, he admits that she does have some mental health issues. He named them. I won't name them here. Um, but people need to understand when a woman has when a woman have a baby, her body changes, her hormones are all over the place. And postpartum depression is really a real thing. And some women experience postpartum depression, and some women experience postpartum psychosis, which is something totally different. And for him to go live, I just feel like it was a scream for help on both parts. And with the information that you know, TSM, what do you think?
Well, I'm thinking like, okay, the situation with her, and the with the information that you gave me so far, that don't seem like somebody who's in their right state of mind. And I feel like that either one or two things, either she grew into this over time or she was like this before he got in with her. And that's important because that's why people say, yo, take your time before rushing into a relationship so that you can know somebody, get to know somebody and get to know their motives, or get to know if they do have a mental health issue or not. And even if they don't, like I say, you can be there for the growth of that mental health issue that might grew up on them. So I'm kind of looking at the male as like a bad guy right now, as the villain of the boyfriends right now so far.
He admitted when he met her that she did um have two mental illnesses, but after she gave birth to their child, it seemed to have gotten worse. And he also admitted that he knows and understands about postpartum depression, but he felt like it's something that she can snap out of. And it's just like that's not something that you can just wake up and be like, okay, I'm fine today and tomorrow you know what I'm saying? Because there's two types of depression. You have, once again, postpartum depression and postpartum depression psychosis, which is very dangerous.
The last thing you want to do, um, sorry for cutting you off, but the last thing you want to do for somebody who's dealing with any type of issues just mentally is to put them out on blast publicly in front of everybody. A lot of people, 80% of people that's dealing with mental health issues don't tell people about it because they're afraid of the reaction, or they're afraid that it might expand to a crowd that it doesn't belong to. And so, yeah, so that's another big factor too, is the fact that he even put that out there like that. That most times, there's a 15% chance that a public humiliation could lead to somebody unaliving themselves.
I absolutely agree. And because he showed the house, and like Naya said, there was a lot of cursing, yelling, screaming in the presence of those babies. And she had very young children. I'm talking like, I think the oldest baby looked like he or she could have been at least a year and a half. And then the new baby, and it's like they're physically fighting each other. It's a lot of cussing and screaming and yelling. He calling her all out of her name. And it's just like, bro, you're not helping the situation. Then the police is called, and the police is just looking at them like, what do you guys want us to do? Like, what's the point of you? What was the purpose of you guys calling us? And it was just like, at first, before you got into the story, it was kind of funny. But then when you listen to him talk on live, it was just like the stuff that he was saying and doing to her. It's just like, your babies is right here. And you actually letting them words come out of your mouth about the mother of your child. You know what I'm saying? And then you showing the condition in which the kids are living. And my whole thing is, if you seen the condition of the house, that wasn't just a one day event. That just did something that she didn't do just that day. That was something that happened over time. You know what I'm saying?
And the fact that he not only put her out there, but he was kind of putting himself out there because he had to be living in those conditions as well. You know what I'm saying? If not, he had to be visiting those conditions. And um, I think more so, especially even if you don't love somebody, but you got kids with somebody, and you know that your children have to be in that condition, you should do something more to gain help, to help that person than to take them down. And this dude did the complete opposite.
I think he should have gotten her help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not excusing her either, but it's like if you saw the condition of the home and just her demeanor, you could clearly see she needed help. She was not well. And the way that she was holding the baby, you could clearly see, like, hey, not only is this house in disarray, but these children are at risk of being harmed. And it's just like he was so busy focused on the condition of the home. It was just a lot of things he overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like he had a goal to embarrass her. And it's like, sir, you live in this house too. You live here too. Because there's
Exactly
no
my
way.
point. A lot of males like to be called king and treated like a king when they don't. They forget the number one thing that a king does is lead. He rules. He leads, and leading by for example is not gonna get you that qualification throughout anybody, any man, any female at all. You have to play the part of what you want to be.
Right, Naya. It was very, very toxic. Very, very toxic. And it was just like, it's just really, really sad. After this, I'm gonna finish watching the rest of it because it's just like, sir, like, what was the point of you going live? Like, I can never understand why people go live. I know the intent behind it, but it's like, why? The whole intent about people going live when they're upset or are angry with someone is to humiliate them. I will never understand that at all. I will never understand how you push the live button to humiliate, especially somebody you claim to love and care about. TSM, what are your thoughts about that?
Could you repeat that?
I was saying, I understand the intent behind people going live when they are upset, but I will never understand why people go live to humiliate the very same people they claim to love and care about.
It be like that, and for the most part, I think about that all the time. And the conclusion that I came up with personally is that person wants the opponent, if you would, to be embarrassed. But see, what those type of people have to realize is when you go out to try to publicly humiliate someone, those people that love that person isn't gonna turn their backs on that person just because you may have went live and said some bad things about them. As a matter of fact, I think it's more embarrassing for somebody to get on social and say something about their own people. And when I say own people, I'm not talking about color of the skin. I'm just saying it could be somebody that you love, a friend, a family member. The fact that you would get on there and do that to your own people, I mean, what about the people that's tuning in that don't know you? Would they want to friend somebody like that? Because what if they feel like, damn, well, what if this person turn on me one day and I'm gonna be the next victim on their life? So a lot of people, when they do that, they lose more than what they gain, and they help the other person out in a contrary statement, if you would.
I personally feel like certain things need to be kept in house. Like I cannot see myself going live and talking about an issue with somebody I love and care about for the opinions and thoughts of other people who don't live in my house, who don't have the relationship that I have with said person, and they voice their own opinion. And then when those said opinions are voiced, I'm telling those same people to mind their business when I brought it to social media. And I think a lot of times I understand people get upset, frustrated, irritated, and they just need an outlet. But at the same time, it's like you could do a lot of damage when you push the live button and you go talking about a person, and your main goal was to humiliate or embarrass them. A lot of people have unalived themselves because they have been humiliated or embarrassed, or they acted out of impulse and reacted to the person who made the video. And I just feel like it's just certain things that should not be brought to social media. And because we both know there are a lot of opinionated people on social media.
Yeah, and also you are that same energy that you put out too. So that's gonna not be good for you in the long run. I feel like lots of people that try to expose other folks, especially publicly, end up exposing themselves. And when I say that, it could be people around them that be like, I never knew this person was that type of person. So they, for the most part, end up exposing themselves, showing what type of person that they really are. And it never be the enemy. It's never the enemy. It's never somebody that really hates you. Somebody that really hates you is not gonna spend their time, doing a whole lot. And it's just like a good 7 times out of 10. Somebody that hates you not gonna do that. It's always people that care about you or supposed to care about you. And so that's the tricky part. That's the scary part. And that's why I don't do that myself. Of course, we know that I have plenty of people that tried to bash me publicly on social media, whether it was reps, whether it was trolls, or whatever the case may be. But like one thing people can't dig up is me responding in like a light to where I'm making somebody look bad. Like I'm making somebody profile look bad, or I'm stopping some kind of traffic from coming their way. I never did that, not once. Because that same energy you put out there is the same energy you gain right back.
And to add to that, it causes people who don't fully know the situation to pick sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be people that could be like 1000% TSM and 1000% I hate Fanny. And because they have hatred or animosity towards me, and I could be 1000% right in the situation, but because they are pro TSM, they're not even trying to hear the facts because they've already don't picked a side, and vice versa. And I think that does a lot of harm to friendships, relationships in general, because you have so many opinionated people out there that's just so really ready to bash. It's just like now we're talking about a situation. I don't know these people. I've never met these people a day in my life, but I'm voicing my opinion about a young man who pushed the live button, seeing that his woman was in distress. You can clearly see she's in a manic state, and he got the camera on her in her face. He's calling her out of her name. He's talking very poorly about her in the presence of their children, and it's just like, what was the goal? Like, are you trying to go viral? Or are you trying to humiliate her? Like, what's the end goal for the purpose of you pushing a live button in this situation instead of getting this lady help?
It's so sad that it might not even his end goal might not even to be uh humiliating her. it's so sad that his goal might just to be try to get a few coins off the situation. People are so quick that they're but for a few thousand clicks they will flip on their mommy. You did you hear me? They push them out the womb. They will flip on their mom for a few thousand clicks. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this person was doing was it you know if he did this to blow his social media up.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's sad. It's really really sad. It's just like the one, should we call her a rapper? But hey, she rich. She rich.
Yeah,
You
what that
know,
got to do? What that has to do with her being a rapper?
she was discovered off of a TV show. You know who I'm talking about. And she want to have one catchphrase, and that catchphrase went viral, blew her up. Now she a rapper, and it's just like, come on, y'all, come on. And it's just
That's
like, you know
that's
who I'm
another
talking
thing too.
about too. You
I
know
know
who
you
I'm
talking
talking
about.
about
I
too.
know you talking about that yellow pancake of a banana, looking like a lollipop with the big head at the top. Talking about catch me outside. How about that? If you don't go sit your big head down,
And that's what I'm saying. All it takes is one click of people. You got a catchphrase or it's something that people want to gravitate to. You gonna go viral. Next thing you know, you cashing it in. You
and
cashing
people
it
say,
in.
and people say, people like to say, "Oh, you." This is why they do it because it's not just a viral moment, right? Depending on what they do at that viral moment, they can be they can be set for the rest of their life. I got a friend Howard, right? And he just let's just say he made a song probably like 15 years ago and he's still getting royalties from that. And so these idiots will sell out human beings for money. They will try to go viral to make sure that they set for the rest of their lives. Instead of trying to work for it or accumulate a business for it or strategize them way a way of life to make some kind of revenue, they rather put people out in the open like that to get the job did quicker. And it's crazy because we make the wrong people famous. Like, why are we, you know what I'm saying, turning up these videos of people doing the stupidest, outrageous things, especially exposing each other?
I don't know. You know what they say, drama, and you know what sells. Cause it's just like, I ain't trying to be funny. This that young lady, I ain't never heard of one rap song that she made that I can call off and be like, yeah, that was that hit. I used to bump that back.
I
I
listen.
can't think of nothing.
I know she's in the wrong space because I'm just it's that late. That's for another conversation. But you know when she first came out, she was like 14, 15, and like that same. I don't know if you know, but like that same second week or third week after went viral from that Dr. P show, after she went viral for that, she had got like this hotel room with this rapper named Chief Keef, and he was like 27 or something like that. And they stayed a night for like 3 nights and made music videos and like done some interesting things. And I'm like, damn, like people still cheering Chief Keef, calling him a goat, thinking he's a goat like this. Like, and so it's like, man, it's all bad. Like, soon as you said her, I already know it. And that's just like one of the reasons. It's like, that's scary. I don't mess with her for the two reasons because she was, you know, that ineligible to do something like that, right? Right, with an adult male, but like that's that adult male, even though he know better, but that's like my brother. We the same skin color, so you really would do that to somebody that much older than you, and then when like life prison sentences happen, another black man off the street because he decided to go get a hotel room and I quote with 15 cash me outside. How about that? And so it's just stories like that. It's just like, yo. And that's why I watch who I listen to his music out there. I'm surprised. No wonder you don't know none of her songs. Doing stuff like that.
I I can't think of one song. And this is no shade towards her. I'm being honest. I cannot think of not one song. Only thing I remember her is from Dr. P and her little catch little phrase and the viral videos of her crashing out over her the father of her child. Other than that, musically and her being I quote unquote the highest paid OF personality. Okay. But it's just like,
The girl's a hell of a strategizer. I gotta throw that in there. Like she find a way to make some goddamn some. She'll find a ways to make some money. Like since she was, however old she was when she went on the Dr. P show, she's a hell of a strategizer. But it's about how you strategize it and what you doing it with. And she's doing none of the above to grow to grow herself. So it's like I'm damn sure not a fan of you like at all. Like even if you got a good song, I can't mess with it just cause it, you know what I'm saying? Your situations, the atmosphere around you, what I know that you done, and you know what I'm saying. So if you can't strategize it in a good way to where it's gonna impact people and give them something to remember, then what's the point of strategizing at all?
but as a woman, you should have respect for yourself. That's true, but a lot of them don't. Naya, not a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't.
That's like a
But
man too. That's guys too, not it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you heard of Chief Keef. If you haven't, you probably heard his song back in the day. He used to say a snitch, that's the stuff I don't like. Like that's his song, and he was a grown man at the time, and y'all know what goes down in hotel rooms, and he made the choice to go in a hotel room with her, and this is a grown, successful man, and so it's males too, and sometimes the males are the influencer of these females. That's why I say males are the lead, and so when you get a female and a male together, there's gonna be some influencing going on, whether it's on the female side or whether it's on the male side, and each male is a leader in its own way, even if it's a bad leader. And sometimes, man, that leader can influence that female to do something wrong, to do something bad. And so when you got two people that's connected, a male and female, and both bad leaders, oh man, I ain't don't even need to say what's gonna happen.
hey, Daphne, welcome in. Welcome in. Um, it's just so unfortunate that it just happens so much. But I just
Yo,
want
sorry to cut you off, Daphne. Thank you for coming in. I wanted to say I know I was on your live the other day, and I certain individuals that just like play with you in a certain way or say certain things in your life. Like I don't rock with that. Like them not my peoples. I don't want that to be on my name. I don't want that to be on my channel. I seen a comment like, "Oh, such and such." I'm gonna tell TSM this. Listen, that is not. I am not connected with that in any sort of way possible. Um, I'm not connected with them people, me nor Fanny. So like I said, I'm not gonna say no names, but when people play, they don't know the limit. Like you can't say certain things, and I just saw certain things that just like for me, it made me feel some type of way, and I was just like, "Yo, how you gonna say this in my sister chat?" And then, see, Fanny, I'm gonna have Fanny to get with you because you might have not seen it, but like, yeah, some things took place in your chat that really was like, I think that was kind of disrespectful on my through my eyes, through Fanny's eyes, and I don't know if you saw it, but it's like a screenshot that is floating around. And so if you can get with Fanny after the podcast, um, get with her at the podcast, she explain it to you. It's just that certain people come in your chat, and when they supposed to support you, it's cool to play and to make jokes and to crack jokes, but depending on what you say, come off as a joke, and what you say come off as disrespectful. And when I read a chat, I wasn't in your chat, but when I read the screenshot and I seen what the person said in your chat mentioning you, I was like, yo, like, and then the person said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell TSM to come look at this." I was like, "Oh, hold up." And so I just wanted to put you on awareness. Like I'm not connected with them people. You know who it is. One of your supporters. Like I said, I'm not gonna say the name, but get with Fanny. Yeah, get with Fanny after this podcast. She has the email, phone number. You can contact her. However, Fanny, holla at her real quick.
Yeah, you can reach me through my email at TSM Rapper Fan Page 1. I was sent the screenshot. I don't know how many other people was sent the screenshot, but it was sent to me. And I can say when I saw it, I was just like, wow. It's just certain things that I particularly don't joke about, nor do I find to be humorous. I know TSM, when he saw it, he didn't find it to be humorous either. Um, it happened yesterday, and it just seemed like, you know, it's certain things that you can joke about, but it's just certain things that's just off limits. You know what I'm saying? To myself and TSM, I don't want to speak for you, but do you feel like certain things are just off limits that you just should not joke about?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that. And I know if I looked at the screenshot and I went, okay, hold up, whoa, like let me go, let me go at least run this across somebody else, like to see if they've. And it's just like it comes off as disrespect. Like I said, I don't know if they looked at it that way, but like it's certain things you just can't joke and not joke about. Like if you come in the chat and say, "Oh, TSM, look at you, you got a big head, wearing all that pink," like that's cool, but like if somebody come in my chat talking about, yo, you look like a dope fiend. Oh hell, I'm about to come tell such and such to come look at this. Like all of that, like that's too far. Like don't play with me like that, cause it might be other people in the chat who don't know how cool we is, and you putting stuff like that in a chat just don't sit well. And so I was just like, yo, we gotta holler at sis when we see her and kind of let her know.
Yeah, because it's things that you can say that can bring negative attention to your platform, and people will just take that snippet of what was said in your chat, and you'll be forever attached to that. It's just like people have said things about TSM, and it's like people will come in the comments or come in the live and say certain things, and it's just like, are we still on this? Like, why do videos have to be made? Why does he have to defend himself about said certain things? Because one person decide to say something about him wearing pink, or the color of his hair, or his nails being painted. And then it's just like, if you're not if you don't have a strong support system, people can really do a lot of damage to your brand and to hurt you mentally. And I just feel like it's just certain things that just are not funny. And when it was sent to me, I was just like, well, damn. Like, I mean, what else could you say? Like, cause if it me
I
and
had
my
to
person.
notify. I had to notify everybody that's close. Even I had to notify, and I like, yo, don't get yourself involved in none of that stuff that's going on, cause and none of that stuff that that person is saying. Don't get involved with that, cause there's just certain stuff you cannot play with like that. And that for that, you would see. Just make sure that you contact Fanny at TSM Rapper Fan Page 1 at gmail.com. Like I said, it's cool to joke and stuff and everything else, but like I'm a leader. I'm a chat. I'm a leader in the community as well as Fanny. And so like our job is to kind of like spot things that other people don't spot. And that was just spotted, and that could not have been missed. And so, with that being said, we reached the end of this live stream. Sorry it was late, y'all. Sorry we had to come and do a 30-minute, but we definitely got the job did. I just want to say a quick prayer, real quick, before we get up out of here and end this live for everybody that's in the chat room. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, please bless those up in the world who has problems, those who don't. Please fix the finance of those who need it. Please fix the health of those who need it. Fix those around the world who has the negative way of thinking. And please bless us with prosperity and to help fix our priorities and whatever it is that we're doing in today's society. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Thank y'all so much for hitting that thumbs up. I really appreciate the three people that did. Shout out to my background watchers. Y'all ain't hit the thumbs up, but hey, it's all good. Until next time, y'all make sure that y'all